Most people completely waste their first 3 months online, and that is exactly why they quit. They sit there stressing about logos. They spend 2 weeks building a website that nobody will ever see. They binge watch tutorials about funnels when they don't even have one person who's actually interested in what they're selling, if they're even selling anything at all. And then 3 months later, they're burnt out, frustrated, and they say, this business model just doesn't work. The thing is, it's not that it didn't work. It's that they learned the wrong things in the wrong order. The first 90 days will not make you rich, but they'll make you dangerous. They'll give you the foundation to actually win long term. We're not here to get rich quick, and if you get those first months right, you'll never look back. And I know this because that's exactly how it worked for me. Like we all know, I was on site swinging a hammer every single day, waking up in the dark, coming home in the dark, getting covered in dust and coming home knackered. I had no degree, I had no plan, and I had no mentor. Just a phone, a laptop, and a load of YouTube videos that I barely understood. At the time, I just wanted out, and I just knew that I was not going to do that forever. Now that I'm 23, I travel where I want, I work where I want, and I earn more money in a month than I used to in a fucking year. So if I lost it all tomorrow and had to start again from zero, this is exactly what I'd do in my first 3 months of starting online. And if you take this seriously, it will save you a whole year of wasted time. First up, forget about logos, forget websites, and forget about funnels. The very first thing that you need to learn in business is how to show the fuck up. And most of you are just terrified of it. You want to make money online, but you won't even speak to a camera. You won't post, you won't let people see you actually trying. And that's why nothing happens. When I first started, I was the same. I must have filmed my first ever TikTok over 100 times. My hands were sweating, I hated the sound of my voice, and I thought I sounded like a mug. And then when I finally built up the courage to post it, 100 views, there was no comments, and I felt like a failure. But looking back, that video was the most important one that I ever made. Not because it blew up, because it didn't, but because it broke my fear. If you can't talk to a camera, then you can't build trust at scale. That little lens in front of you, the one I'm looking into right now, that becomes your sales team. It's your shop window, and if you avoid it, you'll stay invisible. So the first thing you need to do in month 1 is simple. Just practice showing up. Now, phase 1 is where we build your digital muscles. Before you learn funnels, before you worry about systems, and before you even think about ads, you need to build your digital muscles. Think of it like the gym. You don't walk in on day 1 and try and fucking bench 200 kilos. You start small, you get your form right, and then you build confidence. Online business is no different. The first muscle is speaking on camera. And if you skip this, you'll never break through. Because in 2025, attention is the new currency. If people can't see you, then they can't trust you. The second muscle is editing. Not because you need to be a pro, because if you don't learn it, you'll always be waiting on somebody else, or you'll be wasting hundreds paying an editor. And then when you're waiting, you'll lose momentum, and momentum is the oxygen in the first 90 days. It's one of the most important aspects of the entire thing. The second you lose it, you lose your business. The third muscle is consistency. Your first 50 videos aren't about views, they're about rep, about killing the fear of judgment. And the last muscle is platform fluency. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, they all have their own rhythm. And if you don't study that, you'll blame the algorithm forever. Month 1 is all about removing fear, because once fear is gone, learning becomes fun. Now, phase 2 is your market awareness. If month 1 is about building muscles, then month 2 is about learning the game. This is where most people fail, and it's why they waste years. They copy gurus that have massive followings, but those gurus didn't win because of their strategy. They win because of their audience size. If you copy them, you're gonna drown. Study the people who are only a few steps ahead of you. The ones with only a few thousand followers who are quietly making 6 figures, because they've had to master the skills, not clout. And if you skip this, you'll spend months shouting into the void, creating content that nobody cares about, wondering why it isn't working. Market awareness is the difference between hoping and knowing, and this gives you the map. Phase number 3 is your sales and marketing basics. This is the skill that most people run from, but here's the truth. If you can't sell, you don't have a business. You've got a hobby with a fancy Instagram bio. When I started, my DMs were robotic. They were copy and pasted, and people ignored me. And the thing is, I blamed them. The reason sales is the most valuable skill is because it turns attention into income, and without it, all your effort just sits there unpaid. And sales isn't about tricking people. It's about helping them make the right decision for themselves. And if you skip it, you'll spend your entire life learning skills that never pay you back. Phase number 4, offer clarity and proof. Your offer is your engine. If it's vague, then nobody will move. If it's sharp, people lean in instantly. And the proof, that's the fuel. If you skip this step, you'll end up with an offer that sounds nice but will never sell. And that's the reason that most freelancers stay broke, because they sell tasks, not offers. They sell features, not results. Offer clarity flips the entire switch. It makes people say, I need that right now. Phase number 5 is content that converts. Forget chasing viral videos. Focus on content that moves people closer to a decision. Here's 3 types of content that does exactly that. You need hooks that stop the scroll. You need stories that make people feel understood, and and proof that makes people trust you. If your content doesn't do one of those three things, it's just noise. Virality without conversion is a distraction, and conversion content is what actually pays you. Moving on to phase number 6 is your mindset and consistency, and it's the part that everybody underestimates. Why do most people quit? Not because it doesn't work, but because they can't handle being ignored, judged, or rejected for a few months. The truth is, you're supposed to fail at the start. That's how you learn. Consistency is what decides everything, because when you keep showing up long enough, the market cannot ignore you anymore. Now, maybe you're sat there thinking, does this actually work, or is it all just talk? So let me give you the proof. Ben was stacking boxes in a warehouse. He packaged his skill into social media management, quit his job, and now he's traveling the world. Ollie built a coaching offer from completely scratch, and now he's doing above 10k months consistently. Evan, just 18 years old with a newborn baby, just made £8,000 in his first 8 weeks online. Or Josh, who turned his knowledge in mindset and nutrition into an offer, and now he's putting in 4 figures every single week. Or Alfie, who took his fitness coaching offer, now makes £8,000 every single month. Or Daisy, who has made over £40,000. They're proof that if you do this in the right order, the system works. So here's your choice. You can spend the next 3 months piecing this together yourself. That's what I did, and it worked eventually. But it took me longer, and I made every single mistake possible. Or you can shortcut it. You can work with me, and I help you package your skill, build your first offer, and create content, and set up your own system without wasting months on the wrong stuff. That's exactly how I went from a broke tradesman to building a 6-figure business at the age of 23. And if you want the roadmap, I've put together a free high-value training that shows you exactly how to do it step by step. I'll leave the link in the description, or just comment skills and I'll send it over to you. If not, just stick around, because if you watch enough of these videos, you'll learn how to start your own online business without paying me a fucking penny. I hope this one helped, and hopefully I'll be working with you soon in the next one.